Oh, hello, my gays, my straights, my matriarchs, my very few patriarchs. Welcome to another episode of the Millennial Matriarch Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Alexis, and I am joined by my beautiful, bodacious, bubbly,
Big
just
titty bitch.
fantabulous co-host, ATD. How are you doing?
I'm better now. Bodacious is such a cool word.
I love the word. Glad to have you here on this beautiful Tuesday.
Is it beautiful by you? Let's talk about the weather.
Oh, yeah, it is like actually warm here. It is like, I
Good.
think it hit like 78 today.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it is toasty.
Honestly, we might have had very similar weather.
Wow.
Except it's like kind of thick, humid here because it's like the rain is sort of like hovering.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to complain about the weather, and then we're not going to talk about the weather for the entire episode or too much longer because that's so boring. If we don't get spring, because this is what's going to happen. We've gone from I had a space heater on last Thursday in my office because my office was so cold. And now it's 78 degrees. And I'm like, are we just going to get some beautiful 60-degree days? Because this is what Boston does. We go from winter to summer. It's like we don't really get a spring anymore. But I digress because nobody wants to listen to us talk about the weather. So you know what we are going to talk about today? Something everybody loves to talk about and do, hopefully. This is your travel episode. Who doesn't love a getaway, an escape from the real world and real responsibilities, a chance to explore a new world, get pampered so luxuriously, and eat all the tasty things? Maybe use a trip to conquer a fear or try something new. Well, today we're breaking down all things travel, places we've been, where we want to go, our travel do's and don'ts, how we like to travel, where we like to stay, everything in between. So you know what? Pull up a freaking beach chair, pour yourself a pina colada, and let's go. So for those of you who don't know, Ashley and I are both fairly well-traveled people. So what I want to ask you off the jump, do you remember how old you were when you went on your first trip, or do you know?
Well, I don't remember because I was so young.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Fair.
I am pretty, I should have fact checked on this one, but I am 95% sure that my first ever trip was to Belgium because my bio dad is an immigrant from Belgium. So that's where he's from. So you're kind of like, that's weird and specific. That's why. And I have family there, and it was for my christening. I was baptized there. So that's
a cool story.
the impetus for why I was so young. But my parents traveled all the time, and my dad did for work. So it was just like a huge part of my life, from utero on. So
Right.
that's why it's so ridiculously early and why I don't remember it. But the pictures are cute.
You're like, I
What
was
about
the
you?
vibe. I was the vibe. I was there. So my first trip was also, so my mom is originally from St. Thomas. So I don't remember like
Right.
you, but as a little bebe, she took me to St. Thomas. So I say this all the time. This is a theory I have. And I mean, I don't know if I can test it on the two of us because I know our answers, but I feel like, one, because we started traveling so young, and two, we grew up traveling with our families, that has completely not changed our perspective on traveling, but given us the perspective that we have, that it's so important, that it's something that we want to do with our families. And I think of people that have never really gone anywhere, and it's not top of mind I think it is for us.
100%. I think it's always striking to me when I meet with someone or come in contact with someone who has never left the country or has never left the state in which they live. And I'm not saying that with any judgment. I think that travel is a privilege. Travel
And
tends
it's
to
expensive.
cost money. I think traveling, especially as a child with your family, is a privilege. That's something that for you and me sounds like it was just normal. So it was never a big to do, if that makes any sense. Obviously, we understand the gravity of like being able to go to the different places and experience different things and different cultures, and we're going to get more into it, but it just was sort of like part of our life. So all I'll say is like it just is like whoa, like when I meet people who haven't, to your point, it's also then just not top of mind for them. They're not thinking about
Yeah.
like when's my next trip, and for me, I always got a trip on the list. I'm like, okay, we're back from one. What's next? I might not have booked it, but I have it. I have it in my purview. What
Right.
am I aiming for?
Another thing that I think is just very random and very funny. I've told you that I love airports. And I remember as a kid thinking that going to the airport and like being on an airplane was so cool.
I see how you feel that way. I don't know if I love the journey as much as I love the destination.
Oh, I mean, listen, let's not be crazy.
I don't get as jazzed about the airport. If anything, I sort of like am like gripping with like nervousness of like not nervousness to fly or anything like that, but I'm just sort of like,
Right.
okay, like, is this going to be an easy travel day or is this going to be a hard one?
I think I like that like time's not real at an airport.
Yeah, you've said that. And you've said that like in correlation to like what you've done in the airport of like, or like having a bev at any moment, like any time of day. Like I'm completely aligned with that. I get it.
Like, cause you're just like you're in transition. You're
Yeah.
literally like on your way to somewhere else.
And frankly, like
So,
money's not real in the airport either. I'm like,
oh my
yeah,
God. Well,
I'm gonna pay $14 for a bag of chocolate covered pretzels, but what else am I supposed to do? It's all that they have. Like, it's just sort of like a way I talk myself into obscene purchases. Oh, this is such a niche question, and I know there's so
mhm.
much more to cover. But before I forget, what's like the craziest or like most expensive thing you've bought in an airport?
I mean, I'm not doing like high end shopping in the well, I mean, I've bought stuff in duty free. Like when I've come back
Yeah,
from Europe and stuff, like I brought back like booze and stuff like that. Booze and cigars. I'm like, well, I think that's probably the only thing. I don't think I've
yeah.
bought anything. I'm not one of those people that's buying designer bags at the airport. But are you?
No, I asked the question as if I have some crazy story. I don't. I think the most expensive thing I've ever bought was like the perfume. One of the perfumes I wear had like a regular big size, but like at a way discounted price plus duty free, and a travel size in like a pack. And I was like, "Oh shit." And it was like, like 200 something dollars, but like way cheaper than you can get it like at Sephora. So that was like my biggest purchase. But the reason I asked was because I have often walked by like, the Louis Vuittons or like Rolex in an airport and been like,
I know.
who's who's sit who's making that kind of purchase at an
Let me
airport?
tell you, I had a layover in Paris once, and that airport felt like a mall. Like, you had to walk through, like, a Rodeo Drive, essentially, to, like, get through the terminals, and I was like, "This actually doesn't even feel like an airport, this feels like a mall." I'd be screwed too, because I booze it up at the airport. Like, I would be buying I mean, I do buy, like I do buy, like, a lot I've purchased a lot of sweatshirts at airports, and not just because I've since
Starting a
started
collection.
collecting them, but even
Yeah.
before.
What's something that, like, you've purchased over and over and over again at an airport? Because I think G has bought a pair of headphones every single time we've been to the airport and traveled together.
Probably, like, hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
I know, not
I always
exciting.
buy gum. So I have this, like, surplus of gum. It's like I've never finished the pack from 1989, but I still have, like, 20 more packs in my purse. Like, I don't know why that happens. It's always fucking gum.
I think also maybe notebooks.
Oh, like
Yeah.
blank notebooks?
Like, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Because you're, like, inspired to write your
You know,
thoughts in an airport?
sometimes. Or,
Okay,
like, if
cute.
I'm traveling for work and I'm like, "Oh, wait, I didn't bring my, like, to do like, my notepad or whatever,"
Mhm.
or sometimes so I okay, don't judge me. I love a tour, and so sometimes when I travel certain places, I'll, like, take notes on the tour.
So studious of you. My gosh.
Or, like, write down, like, food I've eaten at, like, restaurants and things like that. I do not always do it, but when I do remember, it's something that I like. Okay, do you ever go on tours when you travel? Do you like a tour?
You know, I've grown to like a tour. I think that I sort of used to look at them as like unnecessary, like forced historical stuff. But I've actually
Mhm.
really grown to appreciate that, and I think that if you have the time and you can dedicate on a trip, like an afternoon or a few hours to doing a tour that you're interested in, it's worth it because you're usually getting it from a local.
Mhm.
Not only are they gonna supply you with knowledge, but, like, they can also recommend where to go
Yes.
next. So, like, in I'm just gonna, like, jump right in, when G and I went to Mexico City as part of our honeymoon, we did a food tour. So that's another thing to consider is, like,
Love
it's
a
not
food
always,
tour.
like, it's not always like the tour of the Duomo or the Colosseum or I'm going Italy, but like it can be like a food tour. But what happened along the way is our guide would stop the group as we were headed to the next restaurant and would tell us something about the neighborhood that we were in, the history behind it. And it was integrated with something that we were already there and loving, which was food. And then, yeah, she was able to like tell me about her life there, and I learned so much just about like healthcare in Mexico City and like the reason she chose to move there, and she gave great recommendations of like where to go next outside of restaurants. So I'm a stan.
When Big E and I were in, Quebec City for our mini moon over the summer, we did, like, a private taxi tour, and let me tell you, that tour guide brought us to the coolest places. We went everywhere. We could like the waterfalls. We went to little small like jewelry and like craftsman shops because like Quebec is like a city for the artists. Like the amount of art and things that you can get there from
Yeah.
like I bought so many pieces where the person selling you the piece was the person that made it. So that was really
Cool.
cool. He brought us to
That's
like these
special.
strawberry fields. He brought us to like these special ice cream places. And like if you ever get an opportunity to do something like that,
Do it. So it's almost like chauffeur situation, but
yes.
but they are the guide and
Yeah.
they're deciding where to take you. I love that.
Yeah.
And like so VIP.
It actually was not expensive. I know it sounds like it should
That's
be.
awesome. Even better.
It was so much fun, and now if you ever go to Quebec City, I will give you the guy's info, and even if I don't have it, Biggie definitely does, because
Hell
he
yeah.
was fantastic, and he should do this for everyone.
I've never been to Canada.
I hadn't either. Well, no, I've had l that's actually such a lie. I went to Vancouver for work a few years ago, but I was only there for, like, 5 seconds, and,
Yeah, I don't
traveling
know if
for
it
work is not the
counts.
same.
I
Um
went to Seattle overnight once for a work trip, but I don't say that I've been to Seattle because I really haven't. Like it was literally just in, meeting, out.
I was in Amsterdam for 48 hours for work, and you betcha I tell people I went to
Whoa.
Amsterdam. We actually, like, did some tours and things, so, like, we did some stuff.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this was my first time really in Canada, and I loved it, and I'm obsessed with all things, like, French, so that's why we picked Quebec, and, like, from Boston, it's, like, such an easy flight.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if they exclusively spoke French or if everyone pretty much clocked you and like would speak English to you.
Everyone, like, speaks English, but French is the primary language, so, like, all of the street signs are in French. I'm pretty sure when you're like, that's, like, if you go to school there, like, grade school and stuff, like, they're speaking to you in French. But no, we had no everybody there speaks English. We had absolutely no issues communicating with anybody.
Well, I speak the language, so
Oh, that's right. Oh my god, I'm over here being like
well,
show off.
I know. That's what I was afraid of. But yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, it'd be fine either way. But I also am so interested in like different dialects. Like even like in Spain, like, they have different provinces that have different accents and dialects of the Spanish language. So like you could go to one part of the country and like almost not be able to understand what the people there are saying just because
That
of
is
like the
crazy. Yeah.
inflections and the accents. So I wonder if like I'd be thrown off, you know? We'll
Oh,
see.
you might. Yeah.
Maybe.
Did you speak Spanish when you were in Spain?
Sure did my best. I did my best. I mean, I knew a little bit going in. We had to take a Spanish course while we were there, which was helpful, but I would say by the end, I was like pretty fucking proficient, like after the 4 months or so. And then if you don't practice, you lose it. So I really lost a
Yeah.
lot. I've lost a lot of the French too. Like I used to speak it like every day growing up, but that was fewer and farther between. So yeah, now I don't
Well, now
know.
you just gotta go, so that way you can,
Yeah.
pull it out of the hat, pull it out of the dust off the cobwebs on it.
Yeah. I think when you're forced to use it, it just clicks. And that's for anybody. Like I think you just start making connections and it works out.
Yeah.
When I've had a few tequila shots, my Spanish is on point. French
You're like,
too.
"Those R's be rollin'." So, girls' trips,
Mm. Speaking of tequila.
speaking of tequila, girls' trips versus romantic getaways. Do you have a
Mm.
preference?
I mean, I think girls trips.
Oh my god, so much fun.
I think because
So
'cause I've
much
been on
fun.
more girls trips than I have romantic getaways, and I think because, like, when the girls and I go on trips, we pack it in. Like, we
Oh,
do
yeah.
all the things. Like, we have so many experiences that it's like, I love both, but yeah, that's my winner. What about you?
I think it's tough, but I do like a trip that's centered around fun. And not that you can't have fun with your partner, but there is something about like a girls' trip and like the chaos that ensues and just
Yeah.
no holds bar that is so, so fun.
There is nothing more epic and also, like, terrible about night 1 of a girls' trip.
Oh, the I'll take it easy night that's always winds up being the hardest night you go out.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I have, like, 2 friends in particular that we try to go on a girls' trip, like, at least once a year, and we are always like, "We're not doing it. We're not gonna do that thing. We've got a lot planned tomorrow. We're not gonna do that thing where we go too hard night 1," and I, because we
You're
made
so
it. The
excited.
pl the plans are out of the phone and they're in real life and we fucking made it and everything's already paid for, so we might as well enjoy it. And we've got our plans and you're catching up, right? Like, I don't know for
Right.
you, but like if I'm going on girls trip, it's not with like girls I see all the time. It's like, let's
Mhm.
catch up. Let's debrief. Yes, sir, we will have another bottle. Yes, let's go to that thing that person said we should check out. Oh, let's go out after the concert in addition to what we had already planned. Like, it's like just it never ends. And you're also like, well, fuck it. Like, we're only here for 3 days or we're only here
Like,
for
we're
a week or
here.
like, fuck
Let's do
it.
it.
And then you live to regret it, but it's also like part of the fun story. So,
I also don't think hangovers exist when you're on vacation.
well, respectfully, I disagree. They exist, but you cannot placate to them.
Can I tell you, I don't know
You're
what I
saying
don't
you
know if
don't
it's
get
my
hungover?
I do not have any recollections of being, like, severely hungover on a trip. I don't know if that's because, like, I start drinking again in the morning. Like, I just am, like, hair of the dog. Like, listen, there are times I've come back from trips and been, like, done, down. But I feel like I'm just, like, so excited, and I just, like, probably start drinking again too early the next day that it's just like, "Whatever, not
Yeah.
real."
Some of the worst hangovers in my life have been day 2 morning of a girls' trip.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Way to put my foot in my mouth.
no, I mean, different experiences. I'm jealous of yours, but you cannot if you're home, maybe you have a rough day. When you're on a girls' trip or any trip
No
for that
rot.
matter, that's for fun, you have to just push that feeling of nausea down, slam a liquid IV, grab a Corona, and proceed
Get her
forward. It's
done.
the only way to go. It's the only way to go because you can't waste time.
Do you have a favorite girls' trip you've been on?
The one that comes to mind, I went to Nashville with my 2 girlfriends.
Like, not for a bachelorette party?
No, it was just 'cause, and we're, like, seriously considering doing it again just 'cause.
Yeah.
Like, we just oh, Santa Barbara was great too, but a different vibe.
Oh, I love
But
Santa
Nashville
Barbara.
was, like, dirty fun. Like, it was just,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hotel, restaurant, bar, another bar. We went to a Casey Musgraves concert while we were there. We went to, like, all of those, like, celebrity-owned bars, like Justin Timberlake's Speakeasy and
Yeah.
Jason Aldean's Rooftop Bar, and, like, I'm not afraid to say it, like, it is just as, like, fun and cheesy as you think it is. Like, if you know you're walking into that, Like, it's so, so, so much fun. We did a party bus one day, but we were the only ones who booked it. So it was
Oh, that's
just the 3 of
amazing.
us. It was
Oh.
amazing. Like, it was a group thing. It was a group like you were supposed to like you knew you were gonna be with strangers, and it was like a
Yeah.
BYOB situation. And this was actually I think this was like day 2 or 3, and like we were hungover from the night before, but we were like, we're gonna figure this the fuck out. And you like bring drinks on. They have a cooler for you with ice. They even have a bartender, but like you bring your own shit. It's kind of like the pedal bikes, except you don't have to pedal. And so we're expecting like all these people are gonna show up and like it's gonna
Mhm.
be like strangers. And then no one did. It was just 3 of us, but it was fucking hilarious. And so much we're on the seats, we're fucking dancing while we're driving through. And then at one point the driver and the bartender are like friends and they're like, yo, like, would you guys mind if like we invited like some of our friends on board? And we were like, no,
What?
let's pick them up. And we went and like picked up their friends
That's
and they got on.
amazing.
And then it was like a party because it was like all these people. And we were just like happy. And we didn't pay any more than like a single person.
No.
Like it didn't. And I'm pretty, and they took us to like, there's a football stadium there. They like took us like out of the way, like drove us around so we could like see it. And I don't know. It was such a
Look,
vibe. But yeah, it really
you
stands
got your
out.
private taxi tour, but just on a party bus in Nash
Yeah.
Vegas.
We didn't discuss any history, but we made history. You know what I'm saying? It was
That
a
is
fucking
actually
blast.
that's an amazing story.
And like some pretty good bites there too. I'm sure we'll talk
Mhm.
about like food when you travel, but yeah, what girls trips stand out to you?
I think that's hard because it's like I wanna take, like, pieces from certain trips, but I
Lay it
actually
on
will
me.
say this. I'm gonna say this. The first girls' trip I did internationally with 2 of my best friends, we went to Greece. First of all, I love traveling internationally in general, but there is something about traveling internationally, and when I say with a group of people, we did not fly together, we came from different places. The excitement, the meeting up in another country, I don't know, I loved that. And, like, 2 of us had never been there before, so it was, like, a new experience for us. And, obviously, there was debauchery. Oh my god, I do have to say this story. For the longest time, I have always been like, "I am never getting on the back of a motorcycle. I am never getting on the back of a motorcycle."
Same.
Not my thing. I was in Mykonos, and if you've been to Mykonos or, you know, any island over the summer, not any island, but, their population, like, really, like, doubles, and they don't all have the
Yeah.
infrastructure in place to handle it. So, long story short, we had been at like, a beach club drinking all day. We could not get a taxi home. We wound up the security guards at the beach club put all of us girls in our sundresses on their back of their fucking motorcycles and, like, dropped us off in town.
That seems like above the Call of Duty.
Well, one of my best friends speaks Greek. She's Greek and she speaks Greek fluently. And so
This
she,
helps.
was talking to them. And I just remember I didn't want to get on the back of the bike. And she looked at me and she was like, "You get on the fucking back of that bike." And I just remember going up and down these freaking hills in this little baby, like, sundress. And I was like, this
But you were
cannot be where my
drunk, right?
story ends. Yes, enough.
That had
Like,
to help with the nerves a little bit.
I also was great is, like, the guy that I was on the back of his bike spoke, like, no English, so, like, we didn't communicate at all. I was just, like, holding on to him for, like, dear
You're just like
life. I was like and I just kept and then, oh my god, I just kept being like, "Don't look down, don't look next to you, just, like, you'll get there." And honestly, I don't know that we were on them for that long.
carpe diem, bitch.
You do what you do. You do what you do. So let's transition to romantic getaways. What was your first trip with G?
Our first I wouldn't call it romantic getaway, but our first trip together was to Montana where he's from to meet his part of his family,
Mhm.
which like was epic. Like I've never like thought about going to Montana, never considered it, nothing against it, just like was never
Wasn't
on
on
the
your bingo
list.
card.
But it's magnificent. And we went in the summer, so it's not like we went when it was like cold and like wintry, but it was beautiful and lush. And there's so many more places in Montana that he wants to take me to. And I will go willingly now that I know that I love it. But that was like our first trip. So that was our first like flying together. That was our first like staying in a hotel, booking a hotel room, I will say he took care of it all. Like he booked it. Because he was like, "You're coming home to meet
Nice.
my family," and I
Yeah.
also was like, "Green flag," because I 100% was like, "What can I do?" But let's be honest, I was so fucking broke back then that like if he had asked me, I would have had to like pay in blowjobs or something because there's no way.
That is an acceptable form of payment.
Someone say that I did. But there was no way that I was going to be able to afford it because it costs a little pretty penny to fly from Boston to Montana. That was cool because I was like, I sort of like relinquished control. And it was sort of like, hey, this is your trip. Like, I'm coming to meet your family, but this
Yeah.
is your trip. Like, you kind of tell me. And we were also like eight,
Yeah, how
nah,
long had you been together at that point?
like 9 or 10 months, like,
Well, that's
almost
a
it was
long
definitely
time.
before the year mark, but, like, a good amount, but, yeah, it was, I think, good to, I was probably in that, like, cool girl stage where I was just like, "Everything's fine." Like, we stayed, like, in an econo lodge, which today, Ashley and G would never. Do you
What
know what
is
the
that?
econo lodge is? The
No.
econo lodge is like it's like the Motel 6. It's like the Best Western, but worse. The econo
Oh,
lodge is where we used to get hotel rooms in high school with, like, fake IDs and fill up
okay.
the hot tub with ice and, like, have hotel parties. Like, it is not like
I have seen them. I had to Google it because I was like, "What is this?" I have definitely seen them. I can't
Yeah.
say that I've ever been in one.
Yeah, no, and
But
you
damn,
probably
these
never will
rates.
at this
This one's
stage.
$54.
That's what I'm saying. So, like but I didn't even like, I was such in, like, the goo goo gaga stage of, like, our relationship and, like, falling in love that I was like, "Everything's fine. Everything's okay." Like, who cares? And truth be told, like, it was totally fine, and, like, I had no complaints. It stands out because it was just one of those things where I was like, "Hey, like, I'm down for anything," and it was a great trip. Like, it was so great, and it was so lovely, and I walked not to be, like, super cheesy, but I walked away from that trip being like, "Oh my god, I'm so fucking in love with this person. It's
Oh,
disgusting."
that's
'Cause I also, like, met
sweet.
his mom, and I was like, "Oh my god, like,
Yeah.
she's so great, and he loves her," and, like, "Oh my god, green flag, green flag, green flag."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what sticks out, but, like, our first romantic getaway was, on our year anniversary, we went to Portland, Maine,
Okay.
which oddly enough, I'd been to Maine, but I'd never been to Portland before.
I've never been to Portland, and
Um
I know it's a disgrace.
yeah, yeah, please go because it was
I know.
so memorable. Like, we did all the things. We went on like a sailboat ride. We ate lobster rolls. We went to Shipyard Brewing, which has one of my favorite beers, Shipyard Pumpkinhead. Shout out.
Mm.
We tried these like potato donuts. We got bagel. Like it was very like food centric. Like we dressed
Oh,
up
yeah,
one
because
night.
the
Like it
food scene
was
there is incredible,
it was
I
really, really
hear.
good, like,
Yeah.
everything we ate was so, so good. So, yeah, those 2 were the first 2, and, yeah, incredibly memorable. What about you and Big E?
So, honestly, it's really funny because this was not the story that I was initially gonna tell, but eh but I would be going out
Uh-oh.
of order. So, we had been officially together for, like, 3 months, and now we're older at this point. So, just I wanna say that. We'd been together for, like, 3 months, and I wanted him to meet my parents, and they live in New Jersey. But given the timing, it just made more sense for him to come to Maryland for Christmas. So he met my
Whoa.
entire he
Whoa.
met my entire, like, dad's side of the family immediate, like, my
Holy
grandmother, his
shit.
siblings, my sister, my parents. So he met them all, like, 4 months in.
Wow.
Um,
And was there
I brought yeah.
any hesitation on his part? Like
No,
wow.
no,
Well,
he was,
green
like,
flag.
totally yeah, he was totally gung ho.
Maybe
I
an
mean, it's
orange
funny
flag
because
on your part, but a green flag on his
well,
part.
and, like, we talked about it. Also, like, my grandmother was having, like, some health issues, and, like, I really wanted her to meet him. So, that he obviously, like, also understood it from that perspective, but it's the only time I have traveled to Maryland and not stayed in my grandparents' house, so that I did do him a solid. I
Oh.
was like, "I'm not gonna have you stay in the house." I also will say this, When we used to go to Maryland for, like, Thanksgiving or anything where we'd all be there, my grandmother wanted everybody to stay inside the house. We call it, like, the
Yeah.
compound. Like, it was
Yeah.
it's so sweet and special, and, like, of course, now I would give anything to do it, but I was like, "This man cannot be coming, meet my family for the whole time like, for the first time, and, like, be forced to spend the next, like, 3 days under the same roof."
I think that was very like, it probably would have been okay, but I think that was very smart of you so that at the very least, at the end of the night, he could have a little bit of a breather. It's another one of those things that if you've always been someone who's, like, slept outside of your house, meaning, like, you've always done sleepovers, you've always
Yeah.
gone to friends' houses, you've always gone on trips, and you're a person who's used to not sleeping in your own bed and, frankly,
Yeah.
sleeping in someone else's house, you don't think about it as much, but I notice as I get older, I'm, like, a little weirder about, like, sleeping over at people's houses, like, even, like, my best friends, not because they do anything wrong
No.
or weird or, like, they're everyone's incredible, like, it's just, like, I'm getting to be, like, an old fickle bitch. That said, not saying Big E is an old fickle bitch, but, like, meaning, like, this is someone these are a group of people you've never met before, like, that's already a lot. We're already
That's a
getting on a
lot,
plane,
yeah.
going somewhere. We're spending a holiday together, like, that's a lot of
Mhm.
pressure. At the end of the night, you can go back to the hotel, poop, fart, snore, you know, be your, whoever you wanna be for those, 12 hours or so in the hotel. So I think that was very smart on your part.
And don't worry, since then, he has stayed in the house and the compound.
I'm
He's
sure.
he's done yeah, he's done it all.
Right, we're not we're not wasting money now on hotel rooms,
You know what's
okay?
funny? I have not thought about this probably in, like, 4 years, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, "That is kind of insane."
I mean, you weren't 12, like, you were,
No, that's the thing,
grown-ups,
is
like,
I was 29.
it makes sense, but yeah, there's been moments like that in, like, my relationship where I'm like, "Was that weird? Was that too soon?" But, I don't know, here we are.
Whatever, he's still here.
Um, what is so that was that your first time, like, getting on a plane together?
Oh, and let me tell you, Biggie and I travel so differently,
Okay,
so
I was gonna
differently.
ask.
He is so much more organized than I am, like, he packs, like
Really?
he in the terms of, like, he packs, like, 1 to 2 days for a trip. I am never not shoving things into my suitcase last minute as I, like, run out the door. I'm a last minute packer. Like, in my head, I will, like, know what I wanna bring, but in terms of, like, actually getting everything together and to layer it all on and make it even more complicated, not only were he and I flying for the first time together, we also brought Cookie. So by that point, I
Oh,
had flown with Cookie, like, a bunch of times. So, like, I had, like, a
yeah.
s but, like, he was like he literally said to me, he was like, "This is how you travel?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "No." And let me tell you, he's still saying that, and he's still doing he
Well,
actually he, like, packed for the mini moon for me. I had, like, a pile of clothes, because that
wow.
I did obviously do, like, a little, like, more, like, thought and preparation into that, but he, like, put everything into the suitcase. He was like, "I
Wow.
cannot leave it up to her," because our flight was at, like, 6:15 that morning, and he was like, "You cannot be at, like, 4 AM, like, shoving things into the suitcase."
So are you? Because I don't there's no way that you're, like, a useless traveler. Like, there's
Oh,
no
no, no,
way,
no, no,
like,
no, I'm an excellent traveler.
you just have different styles.
We just have different styles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And clearly it wasn't a deal breaker for him because 'cause we're still here and y'all are still traveling together.
He's like, "It's still a deal breaker, but I
Yeah.
can't, get over it." Or he's like,
Have you ever seen, like, those memes or, like, those, like, parody videos about, like, people who are, like, the designated, like, passport holder, the ticket holder, the one with the
"Oh,
boarding
no,
passes on their phone? That's
that stuff
me.
I've got."
That's
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Not because he travels for work, he travels on his own. We like to say, like, I lived a whole 25, 26 years without you before you came along, okay? I'm perfectly capable of doing things myself." But it's funny, like, he, like, defaults into I don't know if it's so much as, like, like, overtly taking control, and he's, like,
Right.
pushing down, like, his need to control because I don't think he has that, or if, like, it's just more comfortable for him to let me, like, take charge, but yeah, like, I've got the boarding pass, I've checked us in, I've got the boarding passes on my phone, I've already checked the bags, I'm getting the bag tags, like, he's obviously bearing witness, but, like, I'm that person, and I'm fine with that because I like to be the one who's in control, but what we discovered when we first started traveling was, like, because of, like, his ability to, like, be chill, it worked with, like, my vibe. Like, if
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I was like, "This is when I wanna get to the airport," he'd be like, "Cool." You know, he might share an opinion, but, like, we traveled pretty well together, and we also, like, "Hey, let's chit chat." But then, he'd have his headphones, I'd have mine. We have our independent time, we can watch our movies, whatever we wanna do.
That is my rule. I don't care who you are.
Don't talk to
We
me.
get on that plane, we don't know each other.
Love that. Oh, right,
Like,
don't you guys sometimes not even sit together? You're like, "Forget it."
sometimes well, because I got really sick of sitting in the middle seat. So,
Yeah.
we'll do, like, aisle, and obviously,
Mhm.
we're not that couple that's, like, holding hands across an aisle and, like,
Right, you don't
disturbing
need to.
everybody. So, you've done a solo trip. I've never done one, and I
I
wanna do one
have.
so badly, so I need to hear everything about it.
Admittedly, it's just one.
Okay, that's one more than I've done. Let's make the differentiation. When I say solo
Mhm.
trip, I'm not talking about traveling for work. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
because, we've both done that a ton.
Yeah.
And for the listeners, I'm talking about an actual, like, planned trip that you took by yourself.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, so that was exactly it. Um, so yeah, what I'm thinking of is so I actually had a family trip to Belgium planned, for, like, a family event. Ever since, I don't know, my existence, like, I just have this need to, like, make the most out of travel. Like, hey, if I'm gonna be somewhere and, like, something else is nearby, like, how can we squeeze that in? And,
And the
like,
beauty of
for those who
Europe,
don't
it's so much
know,
easier to do that
I
there.
was just gonna say the thing about Europe is, and I definitely learned this even more when I was studying abroad, is that, like, it's cheap as hell to, like, book a
Mhm.
bus, a flight, a train, and it's so quick that you could literally go to a totally different country, like, just for the weekend, which happened a lot when I studied abroad. So this was later, and I just felt like, I'm going to Belgium for, like, 4 days. Like, I just feel like that's a lot of, like, you know, I'm used to it, but, like, I just feel like that's a pretty far distance to, like, just go to this family event and turn right around.
Yeah.
So I decided to extend it, and I'd never been to Rome. I had been to
Oh,
Florence, Italy, but I'd never been anywhere else in Italy, and I was just like, I think I'm just gonna stay back, take a flight to Rome, and spend, like, another 3 days. So that's what I did. I said goodbye to my family, got on a plane, went to Rome, had a hotel with just me. Obviously, like, I'm a planner, so I'd sort of, like, had a list of things that I wanted to do, but I also, like, allowed myself the fluidity of just to walk around because
I love doing that when I travel. Mhm.
there's so much to see, and, like, I wanted to see all the things, the Fountain, the Colosseum, um, the Spanish Steps, like, and I got to do all of it, and and listen, there was definitely, like, moments where I was like, "Ooh," like, a little, like, nervous, trepidatious, and, like,
Uh-huh.
listen, I'm a street smart person, like, I'm not stopping in the middle of the street and, like, pulling out a map or, like, pulling out my phone, like, I don't need to be a fucking target, okay? Like, that's
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
the way
yeah,
that I think, so there's a little bit of, like, nervousness that comes along with that of, like, okay, like, I am solo traveling, I don't want anyone to catch on that I'm solo traveling, and, like,
yeah.
I basically just wanna be, like, left alone, but I don't know. It's funny. It's like when you have that mindset, no one fucks with you. Like, I don't know what it is. I just feel like once you sort of decide, like, all right, I'm not going to, like, look like obviously it's clear I'm a tourist, but I'm not going to, like, look like it. I'm not going to, like, pull my money out. I'm not going to, like, say where I'm staying or what. Like, people just don't mess with you. So it was actually, even though there were, like, a little bit of nerves being solo, it was really great. And one of the things I learned was, like, when you are solo, it's so much easier, to, like, get around, right? Because 'Cause you're not, like, waiting for the person to catch up while you're walking. You're not, like, you're
Yeah.
also not planning with them every step of the way. Like, when you're on a
Yeah, you're
trip
on
with
your own
someone,
schedule.
you're collaborating. "Oh, what do you wanna do this? Okay, you wanna do this? Okay, we'll do this for a couple hours of this." It's like, "No, I just thought of it and I did it." So that was benefit number 1, and also, like, getting a table at a restaurant. when it's just you, it's so much easier to get a spot at a bar. There are so
Mhm.
many like one-seater tables like that
Yeah.
exist in the world that it was like, "Oh yeah, like yeah, we have tables set aside for solo people that are just coming in that need a place for one." So it was like it was to get a ticket to something, to get into a tour, like it was just so much easier. Oh, I also did one of those hop on, hop off buses, which don't knock
Fun.
till you try it. I
Yeah.
did it there. I did it in, Barcelona with my mom and sister. I wanna say I'd done it one other place, but I think the first place I ever did it was in Rome, and again, you think like, "Oh, cheesy, touristy," but you know what? When you don't want to spend a lot of money on a car or a taxi or, in my case, like a moped, which I was not about to get on by myself,
No.
like you just buy like a day pass and you hop on, hop off, and it takes you to a bajillion sites. You don't even have to think about it. They tell you where you're stopping next. There's a clear map. And a lot of them have little headphone jacks and you can like listen and it'll tell you a little history.
Yeah.
Like even if you just wanted to sit on the bus the whole time and just see the sights. Ooh, London. That's where else I did it. It's a great thing, but yeah, just like a lot of like aha moments, like, "Oh, this is like dope as hell." So I got to see a place I always wanted to, and I found a lot of benefits, and you know what? I have not done another one, and I don't know why, because it was a great experience.
Did you make any friends while you were there, or did you just kind of, like, keep to yourself?
No, I'm not very friendly.
That's a lie.
I'm really okay, I I think I'm friendly, but I'm not like that. Like,
So
I
you weren't,
kinda
like, chatting up anybody next to you at a bar?
I mean, maybe like here and there. I am
Yeah.
more likely to do that when I am with other people. Like
That's
I
fair.
will
That is very
go
fair.
make friends. Like I will be at a bar, I will go across the bar, I will go say hi to people, I'll strike up conversation. I think because I was solo, I was really cognizant about like not
That's smart.
divulging that. Like and
Yeah.
call me paranoid. Like I still got to experience all the things I wanted to, but I think I just felt like I don't trust no bitch. Like, I don't need to talk to nobody. And yes, could I have chatted to someone and lied about like, oh, I'm here with so and so? Sure. But I think when I'm traveling solo, even like within the United States, like I'm just very like I'm kind of guarded in that way.
I think that's
But if
smart.
I was with other people, totally. I totally do that stuff. I love like a resort vacation friendship.
That's what I wanted. Oh, I was gonna say that's what I wanna do for a solo trip is, like, go somewhere with at, like, a resort that has, like, a lot of activities
That's a great
and,
idea.
um, maybe an all-inclusive or just something that just feels a
Hmm.
little, like for me, lower stakes, and it could be because I grew up doing all-inclusives with my family all the time, so I'm, like, very
Yes.
comfortable in a resort.
I could not. I think that's a different scenario where if I was solo at like an all-inclusive or an enclosed resort, I think I'd feel differently about being guarded. I think I would be much more like
Yeah.
open and friendly. And it's not terribly different. Like these people could still be psychos, but like that they're on vacation too. You know that they've got their own agenda. Like it
Mhm.
does feel a little different. I totally agree with you. I've never done that. That's a great
I want
solo.
to.
Like a truly like relaxing beachy type of vacay,
Right, like, I just
just
wanna sit my
you.
ass on the beach.
Talk about not having to consult with anyone. I mean, when you're on like, I guess sort of like a European, G and I always say like, okay, like, do we want to do like an adventure trip or do we want to do like a sit on our ass trip? Like, what kind of trip do we want to do?
'Cause they're different. One's a vacation, one's a trip.
Yeah,
I have very the
yeah.
terminology for me matters.
I think both could be great solo, but I think, yeah, like a sit on your ass trip, you don't have to be like cognizant of the fact that you've been sitting on this beach chair for 5 hours and you are
That's what you're
six pina
supposed to do.
coladas with a rum topper. Could not agree with you more, but not everybody's like that. I went on a trip with like some family once. Well, I've been on many trips with family, but particular part of the family. And like one of the people was just like constantly like up out of their beach chair, going, going, going. And I was just like, "Hey, like, do you, but, like, that is not the trip I'm here for." Like, I, like, fully read 3 books on that trip because I sat on the
Mm.
beach the entire time.
Biggie and I went to Antigua a few years ago. It's actually where he proposed.
Ooh.
But
How did I not
he
know
had
this?
Yeah, he was smart. He picked the one place that I very openly was like, he's not gonna propose there because I never thought he would risk
Yeah.
traveling with the ring.
Ugh.
But he had never been to the Caribbean before.
Cool.
And he totally did not. He definitely underestimated me when I said, "No, I sit on my beach. I sit on the beach all like I go from the beach in the morning to the pool in the afternoon to dinner." Well, we start with the breakfast buffet, obviously. Like maybe we'll do an excursion, but like that is not why I'm here. Like
Mhm.
I'm here
Mhm.
to be like a resort bunny and just chill. And after we did that, he was like, "Wow." He was like, "That was really nice, but also I didn't anticipate that at all." And then fast forward, we go to Quebec City and I like didn't want to sit down at all. And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "That's different. Quebec City,
Different
you want to
vibe.
see the sights. That's a trip. That's like we got to see all these things." Antigua, I wanted to sit my ass in a beach chair, in a lounge chair, sun up to sundown. Time's not real. I clearly like that, like when time's not real. Like I like this idea of like
I'm
you're
sensing
not
a
waiting on
pattern.
anything. Yes. But
It's true though,
yeah.
and frankly, the days feel longer somehow. Like,
But
I
in
don't
a
know why,
good
like
way, not in like a
yeah.
boring way.
No, in a
Yeah.
great way because you're right, it's like, get up leisurely,
So
probably without an
leisurely.
alarm clock, which,
Yes.
in and of itself is luxury.
Joy.
I will say we did on our honeymoon, like, go to the gym a couple times, but, like,
That's okay.
truly only because I was like, I want to, because I know I'm
Yeah.
gonna be sitting my ass on the beach all day, and, like, I just wanna get a little movement, and
Movement.
then you hit the breakfast buffet, and if you're not already in your swimsuit, you go back to the room, you get it, you go, you park yourself at the beach, you're there for half the day. I love the transition to the pool, love that maneuver. At that point, you're probably a little litty titty. I
Oh,
personally are you the k so if we're talking about, like, those beachy type vacations, I am the type of person who I will sit I will park my ass all day, half beach, half pool, and I am not leaving that pool until the sun starts to set.
100%. Yeah.
I feel like there are kinds of people who, like, do, like, sort of, like, the earlier dinner and, like, they wanna, like, eat at sunset, and, like, I totally get that. That's just not who I am. Like, I'm like, "No, I wanna suck up as much sun, even if I'm under the umbrella, like, I want to be out here all day," because, again, that makes it like, the day feels like it lasts longer, and then you head back up to your room, and you've got that sort of, like, sun kiss, sand in your toes, like, a little tipsy from the pool
Ugh.
bar, you take a nice shower, and then you veg for a little bit before you get dressed and do your makeup for dinner. Maybe you scroll,
Yes.
maybe you read, maybe you watch a little TV, maybe you have a little nookie if you're with somebody. And then you get dressed up and you go to dinner and you have like a 2 to 3 hour dinner. I think I just came
Yes. Oh my God.
thinking about it.
It is so, so nice. And I think the reason I'm okay with that though is because like that's what I grew up doing. Like when
Yeah.
my parents would take us down to like the Jersey Shore, we would be at that beach early morning and we would not leave the beach till sunset. So like that is already kind of ingrained in
Yeah.
me that we are just gonna like sit beach pool, beach pool
Yeah.
combo and you gotta wait. I don't leave the pool till I'm like cold.
I will say I do because I don't want to in case you and I ever vacation together, like I don't want to like lead you under false pretenses. Like I do like to frolic, I love to swim. So I will
Yeah.
be in the water
Oh,
all the
I go in the
time.
water.
I
Yeah.
love a sand castle.
Oh,
I do love a oh, you want to take me parasailing for $50 off the beach? Let's do it. Like I will, get on a boat or a
oh yeah.
catamaran.
Love a
I do
catamaran.
like a little, and then I will usually like if we're on like a 5 to 7 day trip, like I will usually do like one big excursion day, like go off site, like go see something, do something kind of crazy and nuts. So I do love to frolic, but for the
Yeah.
most part, I am relaxing, reading,
Yeah.
eating,
And I definitely
drinking.
think the amount of time you're there plays a role. Like we were
Hmm.
only there for I think maybe 4 nights
Okay.
and one of them was like the travel day, like where we got in. So we got in like
Yeah.
late. So I was like I was wanna but no, I do. I love an excursion. I'm not anti-excursion, especially when
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be somewhere for like 7 days, 100%.
I totally
Okay,
agree. The amount of days changes things.
if you could go anywhere in the world, where are you going to round it out before we transition?
So Greece is definitely tippity
Oh,
top. So
yes.
I'm very
I've been
jealous.
twice and I love
Oh.
it. The
Oh,
food,
have you?
the people. Well, I
Just
mean,
fucking
I
with
had
you.
to, I went with one of my best friends and then she also got married there. So,
Yeah,
blame her.
which listen, if if my friends, want to have some future destination weddings, like I'm not gonna be mad at it. Not gonna
No.
be mad at it. It's your big day. Let's get married in Greece. Croatia is up there.
Ooh.
Um, we also were considering like Costa Rica for our honeymoon.
You said
Um,
Croatia and I pictured Costa Rica. So now that I'm switching
mm,
and now okay, I'm caught up now. I really want to do like Bali, Fiji, like
mm.
the Cook Islands. Like I want to go somewhere that's like just like I want to go to the other side of the world.
My mom just came back from Bali. Did I tell you that?
Oh yeah, you told me she went. Did she love it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she went for like a retreat, so it was a very,
Yeah.
very special experience. But yeah, if
Uh-huh.
you guys get a chance to chit chat, or if you obviously are
Yeah.
ever like headed there, like I'll put you in
Yeah, I
touch.
would
Um,
love
and I
to.
was very jealous.
So that is like number 1 for me, but then I've never been to France, and like I
Mhm.
said, like French culture, French cuisine, French wine, it's some of my favorite.
I love that you've been to the Charles de Gaulle airport, but you've never been to
I know, I had a layover there. I know. I had a layover.
It
You also wanna
happens.
make fun of me? I have connected through Heathrow 1,000,000 times, and I have never left the airport. I've never actually been to London.
I love London. That was another like it was more of a girls and gays trip, and also
Still
like a
counts.
phenomenal trip, and I honestly can't believe I didn't mention it. We did London. Actually, we had a 24-hour layover in Portugal. We had in
Oh,
Lisbon. We
so
then
fun.
went to London, then we went to Switzerland and
Oh,
literally
you
like we're in the
bebopped.
Swiss Alps. It was
Wait a
incredible.
minute. Did we work
Incredible.
together when you went on this trip? I feel like you went to Switzerland and we worked together.
Yeah, it was with JR.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. That's a cool
Mhm.
trip.
But I digress, sorry. But yeah, London is actually such a good fucking time. I would go there tomorrow if you asked me to.
We should definitely do a trip together at some point.
I would love that. That would make me so
I think
happy.
it'd be so fun. I think you and I'd have so much fun together. I wouldn't say London is as high as the other 2, but I definitely wanna go. I
Mhm.
mean, Big E studied abroad in Manchester, so he's like, "I wanna take you
Oh,
to all these places."
yeah. You know what's another thing we considered for our honeymoon was sort of like an England, Ireland, Scotland trip.
Oh,
Like,
that's
but that would have
very
been like an
different.
adventure trip. Like
Venture. Yeah.
exactly. We were sort of like, what are we in for? Because like that, like we're getting on a flight every 2 to 3 days.
That would've been so fun though, but yeah, different. One thing that I wanna do that we have not done, and, like, I'm not counting weddings, like, I wanna do, like, a couples trip at some point, just, like, in
Mm,
general, like, that's not something that I've done.
I don't think I have either.
Well, maybe you and I will be each other's first.
Maybe. I mean, if well, I guess this isn't a couple's trip if you and Big E come to Austin because we live here, but like, I get what you're saying, like go somewhere.
Yeah.
But that could be
Yeah.
step one. That could be step
Yeah.
one. Do we mingle well? And
Do
if
we make a
so,
wow. That right, we honey,
yeah.
pack your bags, we're going to the Turks and Caicos, let's see.
Oh my God, that would be phenomenal. Yeah, I've been on trips like with couples, but
Yeah,
I've never
no,
been
that's
on
not what I
like
mean.
a two
Yeah,
and two or two like
like, that's the
type of
purpose.
trip. That would be fun. Yeah, I think of like my friends and like that would be dope.
I think
I'll
that'd be
work on
fun.
that.
Yeah, we'll figure
What's
it
your
out.
next trip? Do you have something in the chamber?
Coming to you.
Okay. Anything outside of that?
No, not right now. Austin is the next big thing. I mean, Biggie and I are still planning our honeymoon.
That's
So we're
right.
kind of like holding off right now on doing any kind of like a ton of like travel until then. Also,
Yeah.
like I just went on 1,000,000 bachelorette parties. I like within the
That's
last like year, I've had a
true.
lot.
I know. I too, my next trip is for a bachelorette
Uh-huh.
and then for the wedding, but they're technically like back home, you know? It's not like
Yeah, yeah.
anywhere I haven't been before. It's
Mhm.
like towns I've never been to, which I'm excited to be like on the East Coast like during like the summer and then the fall because I
Yeah.
usually don't get to. And then G and I, we have not started planning, but probably this time next year or a little bit after because his brother's getting married this time next year is I, I don't know if it's so much our dream trip as much as mine that I've just pushed onto him, but I really want to like fly to like Seattle and
Mhm.
then rent a car and basically drive all the way down the coast. Because I said I've never really spent time in Seattle. I've only been there for work for like an overnight. So I'd love to like
Yeah.
spend a couple days there, then drive a little further down, like maybe even hit like San Francisco where I used to live.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of out of the way, but I would like love to go to like Lake Tahoe. I've been to Santa Barbara with girlfriends, but I feel like it's such a great like couples place. So like
Mhm.
Santa Barbara, and then like all the way down to like I'm frankly going to skip LA. I'm all set there. No
Yeah.
offense to
I
any
love San
of
Diego.
those people. And then like San Diego and just like drive and just like stay in like random hotels and just
I
like
love that.
see the coast. Cause I mean, I can't tell you the last time I've ever done like a hardcore road trip. And listen, like the
It's been a
marriage might
minute.
end, like we might like realize that like we cannot do this ever again,
Well, you're not doing an
but I think it'll be
RV.
fine.
I think the RV
No.
might push things,
I
but
thought
I think
about it.
you
I
guys
was
would
like,
be a
what
good
if we get like
yeah.
what if we like sleep in like what if we
Would
get one
you
of those like
camp? Like, would
vans?
you do, like, the
I would. I've never done it before, so maybe this isn't the first time I should, but I'm like just for like one or two of the nights when we're kind of like in California, like we could like park at the beach, like sleep in the van and
yeah.
like
Let me tell you, I got
knowing
really
us.
into van life TikTok during COVID.
Yeah.
I
I
got
get
very
it.
into it,
I get it, because it was almost like those were the only people that were truly free because
literally.
that's the way they lived, so it was normal for them to be, like, in the middle of nowhere with no one around, and it was honestly the safest place for them to be. Yes, I totally got sucked in.
The
That's why I'm
es
kind of like
escapism, I felt through that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, I love to ask this question in regards to travel, and if I've asked it before, I'm sorry. If there is, like, one thing doesn't matter the cost, doesn't matter how it would get there, like, just forget all of the realness of it. If there is
Yeah.
one, like, thing you could bring with you everywhere on every trip, like a comfort or a splurge or, like, something that, like, you would just be so happy if you could have this one thing with you.
That is such a niche question. I would pull a share and have the most impressive closet and have it just travel around with me everywhere.
Does Cher do that?
Share from Clueless.
I thought you meant the Cher. Do you
Fair.
believe in love after love? I was like, she fucking would. A Cher Horowitz from Clueless, which
Yeah.
honestly makes more sense given that this is a millennial podcast. Got it, got it, got it.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I would wanna have, like, the most incredible wardrobe come with me all the time.
And would you want to like be part of the planning? Like, hey, on night one, you're going to go to dinner here. So we've picked out this for you.
I don't know, I think I kinda wanna be surprised. I think
Wow.
yeah. And, like, if there are certain things that I'm, like, feeling that I'm like, "No, I need this for this thing," like, yeah, I'll put that out there.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I think because I am an overpacker, so and without a
Preach.
doubt, I always, like, don't have something that I want or think of it, like, last minute. So I'm like, if I just had the
Yeah.
ability to bring, like, everything I could ever need in terms of, like, skincare, makeup, clothes, shoes,
Right. Right.
accessories.
Would you want someone to like hang it all up for you and like merchandise it for you when you got there? Like, what's her face? Diana from Real Houses of Beverly
No.
Hills, who
Oh my
lasted
god,
like one
no.
season?
No,
Oh,
I can do that
okay.
myself.
You're like, no, that's where I draw the line.
That's yeah, no, I can do it myself.
I get it. Mine is far less glamorous, but I wanted
Yeah,
to
what's
give you the
yours?
option. I wanted to give you the option to go full balls to the wall
I
because
think
mine
I
is sort of
did.
ridiculous, but I think that's perfect. Mine is an ice machine, a pebble ice machine,
Wow.
because I think that drinking like room temperature beverages is disgusting. And I know that I sound like uncultured swine, but in Europe, like ice is not like a regularly
It's
afforded
not.
thing.
Yeah.
You can't really get an iced coffee. You got to ask for ice if you want it in your bev. Even then, they might not have it for your water.
It's like
Like you just
watered
kind of
down
have to
ice.
all of the bottled water is just like out on the counter. And listen, like I respect it. That's just the culture. But if you're asking me the question of what can I have, it's a pebble ice machine and I'd love it to come with me everywhere. And I don't want to be responsible for like schlepping it. Like somehow it just exists wherever I
Like my
am.
closet.
And I will add the ice to my beverages myself. But I want the option of an ice cold glass of water.
You know,
That's
that
it.
doesn't surprise me because I know that you like to put ice cubes in your red wine, so
I do. I
I'm
do.
not at all
And before
surprised.
anybody starts with me, red wine is meant to be drank at cellar temperature, which is slightly chilled. I like to put a few cubes in there just to get it to that point. I also just think it tastes better that way. And yeah, it translates to everything else. And like, I'm a whore for like Sonic Pebble ice. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, that's good ice.
do you know that you can actually go there and buy a bag of their ice?
No, I did not know that,
Well,
but
you
you
can. You can
should.
literally roll up to the drive-through. Yeah, every once in a while when I'm feeling a little sassy and I want something fun in the fridge,
You
go
should.
get myself a little I go get myself a little bag of Pebble Ice. That sound that like
Oh, yes.
oh,
Yeah.
makes me tingle just thinking about
I
it. I
totally
love it.
I totally feel that.
Yeah. Me and my friend have an ice business idea that I won't pitch here because I don't want anyone
Yeah,
to
don't
take
pitch it
it. But
here.
just know that I've put a lot of thought into making ice part of my life in a bigger, more entrepreneurial way. So
Way. I support it.
one day we'll make it happen. I think it's time. I think we've belabored this topic to death, but I'm sure it will come up more and more because we are traveling queens. But now it's time to get to our millennial mouthfuls. It's a little silly, it's a little slutty. It's just like us. This is the segment where we talk about what we love, what we hate, what we're watching, what we're reading, what we're up to, where we're going. If I had a place I was traveling to recently, I'd probably share it as part of the millennial mouthfuls, but not today. Is it Mariska Hargitay? Is
Mariska
that how you
Hargitay.
pronounce her? Mariska Hargitay, her foundation, which is called the Joyful Heart Foundation, helping to end the backlog of rape kits in the system. And that foundation helped to pass reform legislation in all 50 states to make sure that that backlog is handled. There's a lot more detail around it. I thought of that because I just felt like, okay, like this is some like positive pop culture news in the world. I love to hear it. And I think as a female supporting female type podcast, it's important to bring up. So if you didn't know, now you know.
It's huge. And we also got to this topic because I have been on a Law and Order SVU kick the last few days. Big E is a channel flipper. Like we have YouTube TV and he actually likes to flip through channels. I know, don't
Oof.
get me started. But without fail, we always land on USA Today, and they've always got like some episode of Law and Order SVU playing, which means then I immediately have to go into Peacock and watch it on demand. So I don't have to do the commercials. And just let me tell
Oh,
you,
it's on Peacock.
oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. Let me
Oh.
tell you, that is a show. I think I had to cap it the other day. I think I watched like 5 hours of Law and Order SVU. And I was like, all right, we need to stop. We need to like touch some grass. We need to maybe like do a lap around the couch. We need to like maybe eat a meal. But why? I mean, and I know that you don't necessarily feel this way, but like Biggie and I are like, we can never get enough Law and Order SVU.
So it's to me, it's one of those shows that like I only watch on like an airplane. I would say Law and Order SVU and like the Food Network, which I do watch a lot of like cooking shows, but I don't typically just like I don't have like cable or YouTube TV or anything, so I
Mhm.
don't really have an opportunity to channel flip unless I'm on a plane. But like those are the types of shows where I watch on a plane. Also because of the subject matter, it's like to me it's a daytime show. Like it's only a show that I can watch in the daytime where like the
That's
darkness
fair.
doesn't make me
I'm
like
not watching
insular
it
and really
like,
sad.
I'm not watching it in bed. I want to be very
I was
clear.
just gonna say I can't watch it
I'm
before
not,
bed.
no. I'm not watching it before bed. I'm watching it
Okay.
like this. Okay. The incident I'm talking about was like a Sunday afternoon binge.
Okay. I completely know. Sunday afternoon is probably the perfect time to watch Law and Order SVU.
Just like Biggie like went to the gym, came back, and he was like, "Are you still watching Law and Order SVU?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can't stop." Because it gets you. It knows how to grip you immediately. When I hear that dun dun, like it's like, oh, oh.
Not to digress, but speaking of Mariska, did you see her doc? I want to
Yes,
say it
I
was like,
did.
was it
Now I
not
can't remember the name of
incredible?
it, but I did
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
look it up
It
because
is,
it was so good. It
oh,
was
this
about
is
her
gonna,
mom. Oh, it's called My Mom Jane, a film by
yeah,
Mariska Hargitay, and it was on HBO
HBO.
Max.
Yeah, it
Directed
was
and
so good.
starring her. And she basically like explores like stuff about her because her mom was like a Hollywood icon. which people
Yeah.
don't tend to connect because they have different last names.
Her mom was like another Marilyn Monroe.
Yes, totally. So she, like,
Mhm.
told her story, and then she told, like, some personal stories about, like, discovering things about, like, her family tree and her dad and things that her mom had been through. I mean, it was, like, tragic and beautiful. There is a scene that I won't spoil at the end, but yeah, it was so, so good. She's a queen.
She really is.
We talked a few weeks ago about our vaginas. Well, maybe not our vaginas specifically, about vaginas. So like just to keep it like 100 with the listeners here, I think I might have BV.
It's okay.
I'm not entirely sure because I've never had it before, but something's just like not feeling quite right, you know? So I'm going to
Well,
go to the OB tomorrow and get it checked.
that is good. I will say this, I have had BV because sometimes I get it from my partner because that can happen with certain things. And, Love Wellness, their lady killer actually helps,
Is that the suppository?
the suppository. Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't do
Oh,
it.
that's right. Sorry,
Yeah, I
never mind.
can't, like, put things
They
up
might
there that,
wait,
like, aren't fun stuff.
but actually Love Wellness does have, like, a Healthy V oral vitamin,
Okay.
um, that, like, I used to take just, like, to help with, like, some pH and stuff when I was, like, getting BV all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah, healthy V vitamin.
yeah.
I was taking
Let me purr.
Lemme-Per for a month, just because like, I was influenced and it tasted good,
Yeah.
but I only did it for 30 days because it's you only get a
Did it
30-day
make you purr?
supply, and then I didn't real it wasn't oh, you know what? Was it Lemme-Per? It wasn't the one that makes you horny. It
Oh,
was
that's
just a
Let me purr.
vaginal No, it was Lemme-Per, but that's just
Oh,
like a
is it?
vaginal probiotic. Yeah,
Oh, it is? I don't know
yeah, it's
why
just a
I
vaginal
thought
probiotic. That's it.
oops,
It's
sorry, don't let me
so
lie.
when I went to go buy it, that's what I thought. And I was like, "Ooh, fun." And then like I actually looked at it, I was like, "You know what? Can't hurt to get a little pineapple fragrance down there." That's not what that's guys, that's not what the label says. I'm literally just making that up. But it is a pineapple flavor and it is delicious. So I would just take it with my other supplements every morning, but it's 30-day supply, so like I ran out, and my other supplements I have on like a subscription, which I think you can get a subscription to Lemmy products, but it just, it was at Target, and then I went to Target, and then they were out, and I was like, "Forget it." And I probably needed to take it a little longer to, like, feel the effects of it, but I also don't think that, it can, like, cure any issues you're having, and I don't know, I just feel like the last few weeks, like, something's just quite off, and I was like, "You know what? I can ignore it, or I could just, like, be a fucking big girl and go to the doctor and get it checked out." Worst case scenario, she turns to me and says, "Ashley, everything's fine. Relax. Like, you're just being
Right.
sensitive." That's actually best case scenario. Worst case scenario, she's like, "Yeah, you got something. Like, let's pop you on some antibiotics." Because that's what happens, right? You go on antibiotics.
I never had to. I had
Oh,
such,
so you
like,
just let that bitch
I had
pass
such, like,
naturally?
yeah, I had such, like, it was so mild, but that's where, like, I would like, the lady killer suppository did help, um,
Okay, okay.
but
Listen, I'll be a big girl, I'll do what I have to
do what the
do, but,
doctor
like,
says, yeah.
yeah, I'll just do whatever the doctor says. So we'll see. But also like the part of this that I hate, and again, I'm just sharing it with the audience because I feel like, hey, we talked about it a few weeks ago. Like, I'm just being honest, guys. Like, I struggle with this stuff too. Like, I have to.
It
I think I said it in
happens.
that episode. I have to hype myself up for my annual exam. The fact that I now have to go like mid year is like annoying
Oh, you've
the
got
shit
this.
out of me.
You've got
And,
this.
like, if she's looking for something, she might be down there longer than usual. The physical exam, the pelvic exam, the pap, like, it's just always so quick, it's just a couple, like, and it's over. But, like, I'm like, "How long is she gonna be down there?" And, like,
I think you're gonna
I'm
be
being a
okay.
baby, but I don't know. I'm gonna be fine.
I don't think it's gonna take that much longer. I can tell you about some of my vagina woes off air that I've had, and
Perfect.
they too actually were pretty quick on the draw.
Okay, great. Great. Yeah, I'm hoping like whatever's wrong is like so fucking obvious, or it's so obvious that there's nothing wrong and we move on.
You move on, yeah. Yeah, and, like, we'll see if this doctor just says, "Smell my fingers, it's what a vagina smells like," then you know you were fine.
Yeah, and I've been there before. So,
Right.
what's another? All right. That was my last update for today.
I just gotta say, we are with you. You have got to keep us posted. I'm sure
I'll report
everything is
back.
is gonna be fine. And on that
It's gonna be
note,
fine.
thank you for joining us for another episode of the Millennial Matriarch Podcast. If you want more of our daily chaos, hot takes, and semi-responsible wisdom, follow us on social. The Millennial Matriarch Pod is at the Millennial Matriarch Pod on Instagram. Ashley is at Millennial Mind of Ash, one word. And I, Alexis, am at the _millennial_matriarch. We're on TikTok and Instagram serving questionable decisions, comforting truths, and the occasional, wait, am I the drama? Spoiler alert, yes. Always yes. For more episodes of the Millennial Matriarch, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Substack, and YouTube. Please rate, review, subscribe. Until next time, drink some water, trust your gut, maybe book an upcoming vacation, get out of here, catch a plane. And remember, you're the matriarch of your own fucking castle. Act like it. Love you. Mean it. Bye.